You wake up at 6:47 a.m. because your alarm went off at 6:30 and you hit snooze twice. The apartment is quiet. Your partner is still asleep, or maybe they left early. You're not sure. You shower, make coffee in the machine that costs $300 because the cheap one broke, and you're out the door by 7:35. The commute is 40 minutes if traffic cooperates. It doesn't. You're listening to a podcast about productivity or investing or something that's supposed to improve your life. But really, you're just watching brake lights and calculating if you can switch lanes. You park. You walk into the building. You badge in. Your desk looks the same as yesterday. Same emails, different subject lines. There's a meeting at 9:30 that could have been an email. Another at 2 o'clock that definitely should have been an email. You're making $73,000 a year, which sounded good when you got the offer, but after taxes, rent, student loans, car payment, insurance, groceries, and everything else that just automatically drains from your account, you're looking at maybe $400 left over each month. If nothing breaks, if no one gets sick, if you don't do anything, you eat lunch at your desk because taking a real lunch feels like falling behind. Turkey sandwich, $9 from the place downstairs. You could pack lunch, but you don't. You tell yourself you will. You won't. By 3 p.m., you've been in front of a screen for 7 hours and your back hurts and your eyes are dry. You think about the gym membership you pay for but haven't used in 3 weeks. You think about your friend who quit their job to travel and how their Instagram looks amazing, but also how they're probably running out of money and they'll be back scrambling in 6 months. You leave at 5:45, traffic again. Home by 6:30 if you're lucky. Your partner's making dinner or picking up dinner, or you're both too tired, so it's DoorDash, which is $47 after fees and tip for food that would have cost $28 if you just picked it up yourself. But you're tired. You eat on the couch. You watch something. Not a show you care about, just something to fill the space. Your phone is in your hand, you're scrolling. Someone you went to high school with just bought a house. Someone else is on vacation again. Another engagement, another promotion. You double tap and keep moving. It's 10:30 and you should sleep, but you're wired and exhausted at the same time. So you stay up until midnight watching videos about nothing, and then you're back in bed and the room is dark, and you can hear your partner breathing, and you think about the 401k you're contributing 6% to because HR said you should, and how at this rate you'll have enough to retire at 67, maybe 65 if the market's good, and that's 37 years from now. And you can't imagine 37 years of this, but you can't imagine anything else either. Weekend comes. Saturday you sleep until 9 a.m., which feels late but isn't. You run errands, Target for things you need and things you don't. $140. Grocery store, $97. You see a couple fighting in the parking lot about something, voices low and sharp. You get home and put everything away, and it's 2 p.m. and you've done nothing and everything. Sunday is laundry and meal prep that you get halfway through before giving up. Maybe some brunch that costs $60 for 2 people because the mimosas are bottomless, and that feels like living. You see friends, but not as much as you used to. Everyone's busy, everyone's tired, someone suggests a trip and you all say yes, and you know it won't happen because no one can get the time off and flights are expensive, and the conversation just fades. You check your bank account, you got paid Friday. The number is already smaller than you want it to be. Rent hits in 4 days, you're fine, you're always fine. But you're not getting ahead. Your parents ask when you're buying a house. You laugh. They don't understand why that's funny. They bought theirs at 28. You're 30 and you have $11,000 saved, and a down payment in this city is $80,000. And that's if you want to live an hour away from work. A promotion opens up. You apply. You don't get it. Someone younger gets it, or someone who went to a better school, or someone who's better at talking in meetings. You're upset for 3 days and then you forget because what does it matter? You think about quitting. You think about going back to school. You think about starting that business idea you had, the one you talked about with your roommate in college. You don't do any of it. The risk is too high. The bills are too real. Years pass like this, not all at once, slowly. A Tuesday in March, a Sunday in October, a performance review, a cost of living raise that doesn't match inflation, a friend's wedding, a funeral, a new car because the old one finally died, a root canal, a vacation you save 8 months for that lasts 6 days. You're 35, then 40. The job changes or it doesn't. You move up a little. You make $90,000 now, then $105,000. It's more money, but it doesn't feel like more. Your rent went up, everything went up. You have a kid or you don't. You buy the house or you don't. Either way, the math is the math. You're contributing 8% to your 401k now. You're doing better than most. You have equity maybe. You have a plan. The plan is to keep going until you don't have to anymore. Retirement comes if you make it there. You're 66. You have $940,000 saved, maybe a little more if you were disciplined and the market was kind. You worked for 43 years. You got up and went to work and paid your bills and did what you were supposed to do. Now you have time. Your back hurts. Your knees hurt. You can't eat the way you used to. You travel a little but not like you imagined. You see your kids if you have them and they're busy, living the same life you lived, and you tell them it goes fast and they nod, and you know they don't believe you the same way you didn't believe it. You sit on the porch or the balcony or wherever you end up. The sun is out. You're not worried about money anymore, not really. You made it, and you wonder what it was all for. Not in a sad way, not in a dramatic way, just as a question that doesn't have an answer. You worked, you paid, you survived, and that was your whole life. Subscribe and comment.